Grand Rising. It is, I believe, I can't remember. I checked the calendar. It's like September 24th or 25th. But yeah, we got frosted last night. Got down to my car temp said 34. Let's go check out what the garden temp gauge says. Looks like it snowed. It's got frosted. So I want to talk about what I feel like is a common misconception, what I've just been observing and learning and coming to understand about the frost and cold hardy crops. Let's check in here. Oh, so yeah, it's warming up and it's probably insulated from the grass, but this says 40 degrees right there. Sun's coming up. But so I have a lot of cold hardy greens that are growing, and I just want to kind of go over them and document how they continue to do after this frost. If it says that it's supposed to get into the 60s and 40s for the next week, so we'll see what happens. There's a whole bunch of little beet seedlings coming up in here. The strawberry with the nice frost on it. But so basically, yeah, the Ganja, this is what we're really excited about. Got frosted over. Looks like it might be done, but I might let it go for the next few weeks. Just gotta watch out for the powdery mildew or the bud rot. So look at all of these tot soy, Asian green starts. They honestly look like they're thriving. And oh, the Mizuna Asian greens. It definitely, because it said it was 30. It said it was 34 degrees down at my house, so it could have at least gotten up down to 30 up here, maybe at least 32. But for the amount of frost, but it also doesn't have to be. You could get a frost at like 38 or 40. And all of the radish greens flopped over. So basically what I'm trying to say is that everything here that was planted is cold hardy enough to withstand a hard frost like this. I had some cover that I intended to put on those hoops right there, but it ended up ripping. So I may have some cover that I still might try, but I also might just try and see what happens and just test the cold hardiness of all of these greens. Because if we get a snow, then it will insulate them, and when the snow melts, then there will be fresh greens. Let's just go around and take a quick look at what's what's growing on here. So the temp gauge over here said 40, but my car said 34, and my car is pretty on point. And there was like a little microclimate down at my house. It was like 37, and then you drive up here and it gets like 34. So I think the temp gauge was just insulated from the grass over there. So we got some oats, looking nice. Some green wave mustard greens. And what I was talking about in the last video is now everything here is just gonna get sweeter with the frost. I guess the starches convert into sugars. We got this nice daikon with the ice on it. The wild arugula. I mean, piece right here. Woo! Spicy. We got the cilantro. More daikons and turnips. Fall radishes. Honestly. But yeah, I was gonna pull one out, but I don't think I'm going to. This is pretty cool to be able to document this and really just see what is going to continue to grow from here. See, there is some little seedlings still just starting to come up right in there. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, there's a lot of cilantro in here. Some cilantro. Some more radishes. Yeah, it was definitely a hard frost. Not light. But the sunchokes are still doing their thing. The marigold, the one flower that sprouted and are bloomed. And yeah, I left these tomatoes to see how long they would last. And it still's got flowers on it. It did not drop its flowers. So there might have been some kind of microclimate over here. And it's just going to be in the 60s and 40s after this, so you know, it's always good to experiment, because these tomatoes might survive this frost, and I could save seed from that, and then we'll have like a new cold hardy tomato acclimated to, you know, this little mountain climate going on over here. So more lettuce. Some bok choy that got eaten up by some pests. It'll continue to grow though. With some more lettuce seeds that were coming up, and they will continue to grow. So don't give up on your season. You just have to be planting the right crops, right varieties for the right time of the season. And the carrots are still checking in. I might even just put some grass on top of those and try to overwinter them. So, you know, who knows how long it will all last, but I would say that we'll at least have fresh greens and root crops that can come out before it gets too cold for at least the month of October. And if you had cover, I mean, you could take it through the entire winter time, no problem. So I think that that's an amazing thing to keep in mind, and depending on what region you are in, you know, take advantage of the amount of days that you have in your growing season to the fullest extent. Not everybody might be able to put up a greenhouse, but you can do small little hoop things like this to try to extend your season. Like I said, I had some cover that I was intending to put on here, but it ripped. And yeah, we'll try it next time. But let's see, the ground is not frozen, so let me pull. I don't want to pull this out, but it's a really nice radish, because I gotta go somewhere, so I'm not gonna be able to take it home and cook it up. But it's a big 'em right now. And we got some strawberries still, so we'll see how the strawberries do with the frost. And before the ground completely freezes, I'm gonna take care of this, separate all these. Could do it in the fall or the springtime, but separate all of these strawberry plants, and we're gonna have a whole bunch for next year, because these plants send off runners. There's gotta at least be, like, 50 to 100 strawberry plants here now, and I only started with like 8. And the red mustard green seedlings are coming up nicely. And they'll continue to grow. Like I said, it's just going to be in the 60s and 40s, so there will be nice greens, little kale tucked in there, came out of nowhere. So thank you for watching, and I hope this inspires anyone who's in a northern climate or anywhere that you get frosts to just look into some cold hardy varieties. What's going to work best for you in your area for the time of the year.